I like to use a bead board and lay out all my beads ahead of time. I got these beads from Joann Fabrics, sadly. Now I usually get all my beads from Amazon and Hobby Lobby because they always have a sale on their beads. So we are going to start working on our necklace. I do like to lay my pattern out before I get started. So I will explain a few things of what I'm using. So the first thing that I'm using is my crochet thread, and this is a number 10. I got it at Hobby Lobby, but there are also crochet threads on Amazon, which I'll list below. Also, a lobster claw. My crochet hook is a size 2.25. The thread calls for a 1.50 millimeter. This is my pendant, which I'm using a bow today, using something that matches. And I have 19 beads and 2 larger beads at the end. You will need 2 larger beads for the ending of your necklace. So I'm just counting everything out and making sure I have the order correct. And I want to have my pendant go in the middle, so we're just going to count to the approximate middle and where we're going to put the pendant. Now that we've done that, we'll move on to our next step. And that step is placing the beads onto the crochet thread. So you'll need your bead needle. Now it is easier to use a bead needle with a big eye, which makes it easier for threading, of course. So here's my crochet thread, and you'll want to find the end just like a skein of yarn. And sometimes it can be a little tricky, but just keep looking because it is there. Threading the needle works way better with a big eye on the needle. Very important to remember. And again, I am going to work from the left to the right. So I am actually going to change my location of my lobster claw. So we are going to use the thread to place all of our beads on, and then we will start the crochet process. A few notes I took. This helps if you are familiar with crochet, at least with what a hook and a chain is. Try to make the same amount of stitches in between your beads. Pay close attention to what side you put your lobster claw on. If you're right-handed, the lobster claw will go on the right side, and if you're left-hand, left side. We're going to start with the big bead, and then we're going to go from there and work our way down, working from the left to the right. Some of my beads do not have holes in them, and that is so frustrating to me. A question that I have seen about this necklace is people are asking if they can make this on regular yarn, and you can. It's just going to be a little bit different, obviously, because it's yarn, but you can make it with yarn. The trick is you need a needle to go through both the yarn and the bead. If you don't want to watch me string the beads, you can skip to 5:19. So we're down to the last few beads. The big bead goes last and then the lobster claw. Now we have all of our beads on our thread and it's time to start crocheting. We're going to start by making a slip knot with our crochet thread. So to make a slip knot, you just wrap it around your 2 fingers and make an X on top. Take that crochet hook, pull it under, and then pull that string that's not attached to the thread, and that'll tighten it onto the hook. But you don't want it too tight. So then we're going to go ahead and make a chain. After that, we're going to slowly work up the beads one by one. So our first is the lobster claw. So go ahead and pull that down. And then we're going to just make a chain over the lobster claw. A smaller hook can be somewhat difficult to work with if you're not used to it. Once you chain over the lobster claw, then make another chain. And then we're going to pull up the first big bead. So we're chaining over the first large bead, and then we're going to chain 20. Now the reason I am doing that is because I want to have room for my lobster claw and room to fasten my necklace. You don't have to do it. If you want to make it a little longer, you can go up to like 25. This is your preference. Now it's time to bring over the next bead. So just slip the next bead down and we're going to chain over that. And in between our beads, we're going to chain 5. Now it's time to bring down the next bead. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring the bead down and then we're going to make a chain over it. And then we're going to chain 5 in between that bead. Now we're going to bring the next bead down and do the same thing, chaining over the bead. And then we're going to chain 5. We're going to keep this pattern up of bringing the bead down, chaining over, and chaining 5 until we're about to get to the pendant in the middle of the necklace. So I'm going to stop right before I get to the pendant, and then I'll show you what to do next. If you want to create a hang down effect for your pendant, you're going to want to chain a little bit more than 5. And this is how it's looking so far. Now that you have the hang of it, I'm going to fast forward the video a little bit so we can get to where we need to be by that pendant. And when we get to the bead before the pendant, I'm going to chain 7 instead of 5. Okay, it's time to put on our pendant, the middle piece of our necklace. So pull that down and we're going to chain over. You might have to hold it a little bit more tight depending on how big yours is. And just make sure it's tight so it's not like swaying or moving. After the pendant's on, chain another 7. Now that that's done, we're going to proceed with the beads like before, taking 1, chaining over, and then chaining 5. Keep going, and when you get to the last bead, you'll want to chain 25 and then add your big bead. And this is how you attach your lobster claw to the necklace. And then just pull it up and it won't fall off. Just like that. If you found this video helpful, please let me know, as well as if you'd like to see more crocheted items made with beads. This is totally customizable. You can use any color of crochet thread that you'd like, as well as any bead patterns that you'd like. I thought this went really cute with my little goose shirt. So see, the bow matches, and I just thought I'd show how it looks while I'm wearing it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye!